The news has shaken the Heartland community. Fans everywhere are in shock. The beloved family series that has brought warmth and comfort for so many years is now touched by heartbreaking loss. A cast member who gave life to unforgettable moments is gone, and today we take a closer look at their journey, their legacy, and the deep sadness that follows this tragedy. When the announcement first surfaced, it felt unreal to many fans. The story spread quickly across social media platforms and entertainment news outlets, and with every repost and every shared message, the weight of the truth settled heavier in the hearts of viewers who had grown up with the show. For over a decade, Heartland has been more than just a TV series. It has been a comforting presence in living rooms, telling stories about family, resilience, and love against the backdrop of Alberta's ranch lands. So to hear that one of the cast members had passed away sent ripples of grief through the global fanbase. The identity of the actor, confirmed by official statements, reminded fans of the personal bond they felt with the Heartland family. Even though the actors lived private lives beyond the screen, audiences had welcomed them as part of their own families. Their smiles, their performances, their on-screen struggles and triumphs became shared memories. And now the sudden silence. Left behind is more than just the loss of a performer. It feels like the departure of someone known personally. In news reports, tributes began to appear almost immediately. Fellow actors and crew members wrote heartfelt notes describing how the late cast member had been more than just a colleague. They were a friend, a source of laughter during long filming hours, and someone who carried the same spirit of kindness and humility that the show itself is known for. Fans, too, took to social media with posts filled with sorrow and gratitude, thanking the actor for giving them a character that had touched their lives deeply. Whether it was a tender fatherly scene, a moment of heartbreak, or a burst of joy, the impact was undeniable. Across communities worldwide, fans organized small online vigils, sharing clips and photos, writing personal stories about how certain episodes had helped them through tough times. One fan wrote that during their own loss, a scene featuring this actor had given them strength to carry on. Another shared how watching Heartland every week had been a tradition with their grandmother, and that the actor's character had always been their favorite. Stories like these underline why the news hit so hard. The passing was not just about the loss of a performer, but also about the shared emotional experience that stretched across cultures and generations. The timing of the announcement made the pain even sharper, with new episodes of Heartland still fresh in people's minds. It reminded everyone that behind the scenes, the cast and crew were real people with real lives. And just like anyone else, they were not immune to the tragedies of life. While the producers asked for privacy for the grieving family, they also reassured fans that the memory of the actor would always remain a part of Heartland's fabric. In every rewatch, in every streaming session, the character and their spirit would live on. As fans continue to share their sorrow, one thing is clear: this loss has united the community in grief, but also in remembrance. People are now revisiting old episodes, rewatching favorite storylines, and holding on to the moments that made the character unforgettable. It is a bittersweet reminder of how television, though scripted, can create genuine bonds between strangers across the world. Bonds that feel like family. Bonds that make this farewell so heavy, yet so full of love. To understand the depth of this loss, we must remember the role that made this actor so cherished. In Heartland, every character is more than a figure in a story. They become part of a family that viewers hold close to their hearts. This cast member embodied that truth in every performance. They brought a warmth and sincerity that made the character unforgettable. Whenever they appeared on screen, there was a sense of comfort, as if the ranch was not just a place on television, but a home where everyone belonged. Their character was layered with emotions, sometimes stern, sometimes gentle, always carrying a sense of humanity that reflected the struggles and triumphs of real life. Fans remember scenes where laughter came easily, moments where tears fell quietly, and the quiet strength that balanced both joy and sorrow. For many, The character became a guide, teaching lessons about resilience, forgiveness, and the bonds that keep families together even through pain. The actor made sure every line was spoken not just with words, but with heart. And that is why the performance resonated far beyond the screen. In the long history of Heartland, the show has touched on themes of loss, growth, and healing. Yet this particular role stood out because it seemed to carry those themes in the most personal way. When the character faced challenges, fans felt those struggles as if they were their own. When they celebrated, fans felt joy in equal measure. It was this deep connection that turned the actor's portrayal into something timeless, a character who did not just exist in scripts and episodes, but in the memories and emotions of the audience. People often say that Heartland is about horses, about the ranch, about the Alberta countryside, but in truth it has always been about the people and their relationships. This cast member gave life to those relationships, grounding them in honesty and vulnerability. Whether standing beside a family member in crisis or quietly offering words of hope, their presence was a reminder of the values the show has always tried to uphold: kindness, loyalty, courage, and love. Without them, certain chapters of Heartland would not have carried the same weight. They left a mark that cannot be replaced for longtime viewers. The role became iconic. Newcomers, too, were quickly drawn in by the natural ease with which the actor blended into the fabric of the story. It never felt like they were acting. It felt like they truly belonged in that world, a part of the ranch, a part of the family. The authenticity was their gift, and it is the very reason why losing them feels like losing someone we knew personally. Because in a way, we did know them. Through every scene, every smile, every quiet moment that still lingers in the minds of fans today. The brilliance of their role lies not only in what they brought to the screen, but also in the spaces between. The pauses where emotions carried more weight than words. The subtle expressions that said more than dialogue ever could. Those moments are etched in memory. The kind of artistry that makes television more than entertainment. It makes it a reflection of real human experience. And that is what made this actor stand out in Heartland: their ability to take fiction and make it truth in the eyes of millions, who watched as tributes continued to pour in. It is clear that fans are not only grieving the actor, but also celebrating the character they gave to the world. The one who taught us lessons about love and loss, who made us laugh when we needed it, who showed us that even in the hardest of times, family is a source of strength. Heartland without them will always feel different, but the legacy of who they were on screen will forever remain a part of the show's heartbeat, echoing through every episode that remains and every rewatch that keeps their spirit alive. While audiences admired the character on Heartland, those who worked with the actor knew them as something even greater. Behind the cameras there was no fame or spotlight, only kindness, humility, and a steady presence that lifted the spirits of everyone on set. Co-stars have shared stories of laughter during long filming days, moments where the actor broke the tension with a quiet joke or offered a supportive word when someone was struggling. These glimpses remind us that their true gift was not only in performance, but in the way they treated people. Friends and colleagues describe a person who carried no ego despite years of success. Someone who remembered the names of crew members, greeted fans with genuine warmth, and never hesitated to stay a little longer at events just to make sure every autograph was signed, every photo taken, every supporter felt seen. This sense of generosity went beyond publicity. It was simply who they were, a person who valued connection and respect outside the world of television. They devoted time to causes close to their heart, some of which included supporting local charities, speaking out for animal welfare, and engaging in community events. Their involvement often went unnoticed by the larger media, but to those who benefited, the kindness was unforgettable. In small towns and rural communities, their presence left a lasting mark, reminding people that celebrities can still be neighbors, mentors, and friends. Many fans recall personal encounters that left deep impressions. One fan spoke about meeting the actor at a charity event, expecting only a quick handshake, but instead they received a warm conversation that lasted several minutes. The actor asked questions about their life, listened with full attention, and offered encouragement. Another fan remembered how the actor quietly donated to a fundraiser for a child's medical care, doing so without public announcement. Gestures like these reveal the depth of their compassion. Colleagues often highlight how the actor valued teamwork on set. They treated every role, whether large or small, as vital to the storytelling, and they encouraged younger actors, offering advice with patience and generosity. Some of the younger cast members have said that their guidance shaped not only their craft, but their confidence as well. In many ways, the actor became a mentor, ensuring that Heartland was not only a show about family, but a workplace that felt like family too. Even away from the professional stage, those who knew the actor personally described someone devoted to loved ones, a parent, a partner, a sibling, or a friend who never failed to show up when needed. In interviews, they rarely spoke about themselves, instead choosing to highlight the efforts of their colleagues or the beauty of the Heartland filming location. Humility defined their public presence, and sincerity defined their private one. The legacy left behind is not only found in the episodes we can still watch, but in the countless stories people continue to share about their warmth and authenticity. The laughter on set, the quiet acts of charity, the heartfelt conversations with fans. These are the moments that endure long after the final scene has been filmed. They remind us that beyond the characters we fall in love with, there are human beings whose kindness can change lives, and this actor was a shining example of that truth. Their off-screen life teaches us a valuable lesson, that while talent can bring fame, it is character that leaves a lasting legacy. Today, as fans grieve, they are also celebrating this deeper legacy, one that goes beyond television, one that lives in every life they touched and in every memory that still brings comfort when people remember the person behind the character. The news of this loss did not remain confined to headlines. It rippled outward, touching the lives of millions who have followed Heartland for years. Fans across the globe felt as though they had lost someone from their own family. Social media timelines filled quickly with tributes, personal stories, and messages of grief. Some shared photos of themselves watching old episodes. Others lit candles in memory. Many posted heartfelt words that revealed just how deeply the actor's presence had shaped their lives. For longtime viewers, the shock was immediate. They had welcomed this character into their homes for years, seeing them in moments of joy, struggle, and triumph. Now the realization that the actor would never return left a painful silence. Fans described the experience as losing a relative, not because they had met the actor personally, but because their character had been part of weekly routines, part of family gatherings, part of the emotional fabric of everyday life. The impact shows how powerful storytelling can be, how fiction can build bonds that feel as real as blood ties within the Heartland cast. The grief was even more personal. Castmates described the loss not only as the end of a professional relationship, but as the departure of someone they loved. Heartfelt messages were shared publicly, with co-stars recalling the joy of working alongside them. Producers called the actor the soul of the set, while younger cast members expressed gratitude for the guidance and kindness they had received. The tributes were filled with stories of laughter between takes, late-night conversations during long shoots, and memories that can never be replaced. Some of the most emotional responses came from behind-the-scenes crew, the individuals who worked closely with the actor day after day. They spoke of someone who always lifted morale, who thanked them for their hard work even when the cameras were off. Their words remind us that the actor's impact was not limited to what audiences saw. It extended to the people who helped build the show from the ground up. In many ways, the spirit of Heartland behind the scenes reflected the character they played on screen. And losing that spirit has left a void that everyone feels. Fans also began organizing virtual memorials using hashtags to unite their grief. Online spaces became gathering points where people from different countries came together to share memories. The digital age allowed strangers to comfort each other, connected only by their shared love for the actor and the show. One community hosted a watch party of the actor's most memorable episodes, turning sorrow into a celebration of what they had given to the world. Moments like these revealed the unifying power of Heartland, and the way the actor's presence transcended borders and languages as tributes continue. It is clear that the impact of this loss will not fade quickly. Fans write about how they cannot rewatch certain episodes without tears, yet they also express gratitude for the chance to have witnessed such performances. They thank the actor for the lessons learned, for the comfort provided during difficult times, for the laughter shared in lighter moments. This duality of grief and gratitude is the clearest sign of legacy. It shows that even in death, the actor continues to inspire and connect people in ways that few ever achieve. The cast and crew have vowed to honor the memory of their friend. Some have hinted at future tributes within the show itself, perhaps in storylines or special acknowledgments. Fans eagerly await these moments, not as closure, but as a way to ensure that the actor's presence remains woven into the story, because Heartland is not just about horses, family, or the ranch. It is about the people who bring it to life, and this cast member was one of the brightest among them. Their impact is now forever etched in the legacy of the show and in the hearts of those who watched. As the reality of this loss settles in, one question lingers heavily among fans. What will happen to Heartland now? A series that has lasted for nearly 2 decades has faced changes before. Cast members have departed. Characters have been written out, storylines have shifted. Yet this moment feels different because it is not simply a creative choice. It is a real and irreversible goodbye, and the show must decide how to honor both the actor and the character they gave life to. Writers and producers of long-running series often carry the weight of responsibility during times like these. How a character is handled on screen can either provide comfort to fans or leave them feeling unsettled. In the case of Heartland, the show has always leaned into themes of family, resilience, and healing, so fans believe that any decision will be approached with compassion and care. There may be a storyline that reflects the loss directly, giving the characters in the show space to grieve, just as the audience does. Or there may be a quieter tribute, where the character's absence is acknowledged with respect and dignity. Speculation among viewers has already begun. Some wonder if the writers will craft a heartfelt farewell episode, one that serves as both closure for the character and a tribute to the actor. Others suggest the possibility of a dedicated special, perhaps behind the scenes, where cast and crew share their memories directly with the audience. Whatever the decision, fans agree on one point: the show must carry forward while never forgetting the one who is now gone. From a production standpoint, such changes bring challenges: rewriting scripts, adjusting story arcs, and balancing the emotions of the real cast with the fictional family. But Heartland has always thrived because of the authenticity of its storytelling. This authenticity is now more important than ever. Viewers will be looking not just for entertainment, but for sincerity, for a narrative that mirrors their own grief while guiding them toward healing. In this way, Heartland has an opportunity to transform tragedy into a lesson about love, loss, and resilience. There is also the question of how future seasons will unfold. The absence of this character will certainly be felt. Whether or not the show decides to fill the gap with new faces, the dynamic will never be the same. Some fans believe the best path forward is to let the character's story rest, to allow their legacy to remain intact without replacement. Others argue that introducing new energy could help the show survive for years to come. Both views reveal the depth of emotional investment that audiences carry, and whichever path is chosen will be met with strong emotions. One certainty is that Heartland will not ignore the grief of its community. The producers have long understood that the bond between show and audience is built on trust, and in times of loss, That trust becomes even more fragile. To preserve it, they must offer a tribute that feels real, not just scripted, one that shows the world that behind the cameras there was a person whose life mattered, whose presence shaped the story, and whose absence leaves a silence that must be honored. For the fans, what happens next is not just about future episodes. It is about carrying forward the lessons the actor's character taught, about resilience, family, and the strength to keep moving even in the darkest of times. Heartland may continue with new stories, but those stories will forever carry the shadow and the light of this cast member. They will remain a part of the show's DNA, a reminder that while people may leave, love and memory never fade, and through Heartland, their spirit will ride on. The passing of this Heartland cast member has left an emptiness that words alone cannot fill. Yet in the sadness, there is also a reminder of the power of storytelling. Through their role, they gave us laughter when we needed joy, courage when we felt weak, and comfort when life grew heavy. They became more than an actor on a screen. They became a companion on life's journey, one who walked beside us through seasons of triumph and seasons of pain. As we look back on their time in Heartland, we see not just a career, but a legacy woven into the very heart of the show. Every scene they touched is now a memory to be cherished. Every smile, every line, every tear carries new weight, because it represents a gift they left behind for all of us. A gift that will continue to live each time an episode is replayed, each time a fan introduces the series to a new generation, and each time someone finds comfort in their presence long after they are gone. The cast, the crew, and the fans may mourn separately, but they are united in this grief, and that unity itself is a tribute. It is proof that one life can connect millions, bringing people together from every corner of the world, creating a family that exists beyond the boundaries of a ranch in Alberta. This is the true legacy of the actor we have lost, a legacy of connection, kindness, and humanity that no passing can erase. To those who knew them personally, the loss is deeper still. Yet even here there is a measure of peace, because their life was not wasted, their time was not forgotten, and their work will never be undone. They have left behind a trail of light, and even as the show moves forward, that light will continue to shine, guiding both the cast who must go on without them and the fans who will forever carry them in memory. Heartland has always been a story about family, and today that story expands to include the millions of people who join in remembering and honoring this remarkable person. Though we grieve, we also celebrate, for their spirit remains alive in every scene, in every laugh, in every lesson they gave us. And though they are no longer here, they will always be part of Heartland's soul. So as we close this chapter, we invite you to share your favorite memories of this beloved cast member. What moments touched your heart? What lessons stayed with you? Your voices and stories ensure that their legacy continues to grow. Together we keep their memory alive. Together we honor their place in the Heartland family. And together we say farewell, not with silence, but with gratitude, love, and remembrance. As we come to the end of this tribute, one truth shines through. This Heartland cast member was more than a performer. They were a storyteller whose presence touched millions, a soul whose warmth reached beyond the screen, and a part of a family that now feels incomplete. Their loss is heavy, but their legacy is unshakable. Every frame they appeared in remains a living memory. Every moment they shared continues to echo across the hearts of fans. Heartland has always taught us that family is not bound by blood alone. It is built on love, resilience, and the bonds we create with those who stand beside us. This cast member embodied those values both on and off the screen, and even though they have left this world, they will always remain within the spirit of the show. Their laughter, their kindness, their courage will live on, reminding us that true family is never truly lost. For the fans, this farewell is not the end. Every time we return to the ranch, every time we hear the music swell, and every time we watch those familiar faces ride across the screen, we will find them there, still teaching, still guiding, still reminding us of the lessons that made Heartland more than just entertainment. It made it a companion through the storms of life. Now the story of this actor becomes a story of us, a story of how we remember, how we carry forward, how we honor those who gave us something that will never fade. Their light has not gone out. It has only moved into memory, into gratitude, into the timeless connection that exists between a storyteller and those who listen. So we say goodbye, but not with silence. Instead we say, thank you. Thank you for the laughter. Thank you for the tears. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for being part of our family. If you too feel this loss deeply, we invite you to share your thoughts below. What moments touched you most? What memories you hold closest? Your words keep their spirit alive. And together, we create a living tribute. Because though this chapter closes, the story continues, and in the heart of Heartland, they will forever remain.